So today's lecture has to do with prayer, belief, and whatever happens with that. My education with prayer went from, now I lay me down to sleep, pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. Bless Mommy, and Daddy, and Teddy, and whoever else happened to be in my life at the time. Sound familiar?
Yes.
Okay. So then, I went on from there, and because we moved around, I had the opportunity to go to different churches and get different perspectives on prayer. Well, some of the experiences that I had with the church praying was kind of nod off. And as a kid, you know how easy that is. To get distracted by whatever is going on. And then some of the churches, their prayer life was so alive that it caused me to draw back. I was startled. But it gave me a variety to see, hey, prayer is not the same for everyone. So it's only been as I have come to a place of looking again, and I've started to consider, well, what is prayer all about? I have finally come to a place of saying, at least in my own experience, prayer is recognition. I used to, of course, beg, beseech, plead, make promises. You do this for me, I'll do that for you. You know, all the different things that we go through so far as experiencing a relationship with a supreme being, somebody more than we are, who's going to be the one who provides the success of that prayer. And then I became more aware of Jesus as a man and what he had to say with regard to prayer. And what he had to say with regard to belief. Because you have to look and see that we are creatures of belief. That's not to say that everything we believe is true, but it is to say that we believe it's true, and we can figure in our own awareness the results of that and the match for that, regardless of whether it is an illusion, we make it into a reality. A power mightier than we, and yet at the same time says that we are the same, said, as you believe, so is it done to you. Which takes into account all of our applications of belief. And I want you to think about that. Because today is a time for us to consider who we are, what we believe, and what is our relationship to life, what is our relationship to a supreme being, God, life, source, whatever name you want to call it. Because Jesus came along and said, when you pray, believe that you have received, past tense. Wow. Now that takes our prayer life and our belief life and scrambles it up to where you look and you see, when I pray Am I praying with an awareness that my prayer simply is a recognition of that which already exists? What am I doing to myself? I mean, where was I before I got to prayer? I was in a state of need. I was feeling lack. I was feeling at least a little uncomfortable with life, to where I felt it was necessary for me to go to a higher power. Well, that uncomfortableness simply reveals relationship to God. Now, Jesus, he had a different relationship. And the relationship that he had to God was very personal. Not only was it personal, but it was very much alive and present tense. Hence why we call Jesus, Jesus the Christ. Because he had the awakened awareness that's called the Christ consciousness, that in it he perceived, I and my Father are one. If you can't handle Father, try God. I and God are one. Same recognition. So that no matter what you ask for, whether it's abundance, health, partnership, it doesn't matter. If you're going to actually experience it, then the solution to that is you come to an inner awakened recognition that what you are asking for already exists. And that you're begging, you're beseeching, you're pleading, you're bargaining, you're demanding whatever is inappropriate. It's not really applicable to who you are and your relationship to life. What does that mean? Does that mean that we have the capacity to awaken to the God within us? Do we have the capacity to actually consciously experience the God within, and in that experience realize what's happening to us is the awakening of the Christ consciousness within? Well, if that's a little too far-fetched for you, then here's another one that's probably a little too far-fetched for you. You see, you were created in the image and likeness of God. God is everything, everywhere, all the time. And that's past, present, and future. That means that you and I already have existing within us everything that was before the created universe, cosmos, began. That means all the intelligence, all of everything is within us. So it isn't as if we are lacking. It is we are asleep to who we are. And this awakening begins to reveal to us that we have all we need. Now, please don't misunderstand me. I'm not talking to your human awareness. Your human awareness is like my human awareness, an idiot. We all know that. It pumps itself up and says it's this, that, and the other, and all the while it's doing it because it feels so insecure. I'm talking about who you truly are, who I truly am. Another level of mind. I'm talking about the mind that is the creator, sustainer of everything, that dwells within us as us. It allows itself to be as we perceive it to be, and yet at the same time it is awakening, waiting for our awakening to it, so it can actually live it through us in a powerful way. So suppose you need abundance. Instead of saying, I need, you pray the prayer of recognition. That which I have originally had sparked me as need is simply the stimulus to get me to go to the place to where I see I have all that I need. And in that to unite with it consciously. And perhaps come to a place of expressing praise, gratitude, and thanksgiving for this awakened awareness, and then leave it to the God within and the God without to bring it forth as God wills. Which brings to mind another, I know this is such a killer for the human awareness. Not my will, but thy will be done? Oh. Help me. When that comes up, there is that part of you that sees, experiences what your conscious awareness, your ego is saying, how big of a fit is happening to it, because it sees all of its control, all of its power just being turned to nothing. When we say, not my will, but thy will be done, this is a part of our awakening, you see. And healing, it's the same thing, whether it's for yourself or for someone else. You go to that place of an inner experience with the God within, to where you sense, feel, and discern. The reality is, I or another is perfect. They may have some type of a problem that has stimulated them to come to a place of searching outside of themselves, or even better, searching inside of themselves for solution. So, if you can, allow this to become at least a stimulation to prompt you to see that where you are right now offers you an opportunity to grow in your awakening awareness to where you and the God within become one. So that you can then, as Jesus did, realize I of myself can do nothing. But as I recognize the God within, and that is my Christ consciousness, I realize I can do all things through the God within me. And it is not my will, but it is thy will that is done. So, when you pray, have your prayer be a prayer of recognition, so that you then can come to that place of an enlightened belief and see, I have already received. It is a fait accompli. It goes beyond my human capacity to figure out how this can possibly be. But it does not go beyond me, the being that I am, to accept it and to allow it to come to pass. Humanity is on the verge of awakening. That's not to say that every one of us is awakening at the same way, at the same time, or that we will, in this particular incarnation, come to a place of recognizing it and embracing each other in it. Nevertheless, it's happening. And today's experience, in what you would call a lecture, is designed to help you come to that realization in yourself and choose to live it. Thank you for your attention.
For more information about the Metaphysical Church of Enlightenment or the Rodin Foundation, please go to our website at www.rodin.org. If you have been inspired by the revelations shared in these podcasts, please donate to the Rodin Foundation's ongoing efforts to help others help themselves at www.rodin.org/donate.